Huh?
I think that's the same man's car. I wouldn't have got escorted out, I thought.
That's the one that was here yesterday.
So I'll tell you all what's up. Yeah, you just went live. No, don't take my picture.
Oh. Don't walk up to the camera.
Here's what the deal is. The deal is that this gentleman that's fixing to join us in just a moment, he was illegally detained, and he was illegally thrown up, like he had landed around in case faces.
Over here at Benbrook City Hall. Came to help a guy who's having trouble getting body camera footage of an incident that he was involved in where they
Look, there's another tripod. What's up with that?
huh? I think that's the city's. Guess to get the survey.
This is a gutter.
So
Where's the door to get in there?
I don't know. That's what I was looking for. I'm trying to find the door to get in here. So
Thanks for that thumbs up there.
today we're gonna
They've probably seen us walking across the front of there.
helping a guy here. They he was picking up trash. So I talked to him. He told me that that's what he does. Oh look, it's right here. Yeah. So and they can't say that they can't give it to him because it wasn't charged with a crime. And he's been trying to get it for him.
It's not 5 yet, is it? It's not 5 yet. Oh, here we go. It is open. It is open. Thank you. So where do we go to do that? With the city secretaries? Where's the city secretary's office? The city secretary office?
On that side.
Yes, hello.
You just hit the doorbell.
They just shut the door. They shut the door on us. It was open window. That's where we make our FOIA requests, right?
Yeah.
The city secretary's office. I think I went on the wrong channel. I went on my backup channel. I should start over.
I got something funny to show y'all.
Oh, hey, we're trying to get to the city secretary's office. You guys, I'm gonna end the stream and I'm gonna start over because I think I'm on the wrong. Is this on, you guys? Is this on my backup channel or is this on my regular channel? Tell me. Is this on Carolina is here or is this on Carolina Fort Worth? Someone tell me. What channel?
You can see the office is here. See, we're in Benbrook, Texas.
Someone tell me, am I on my backup channel or am I?
And what I was told yesterday by the person that happened to is they gave it to somebody else, but not to him. His body camera footage, they gave it to somebody else, but not him. So.
I got some good comedy whenever you're ready.
Okay.
Here's the comedy. So, we have a sign here for visitor center.
Okay.
So you wanna.
And the visitor center, there you go. There is no visitor center.
Where's the visitor center at?
There isn't one, but there's a sign for it.
Well, oh, this is it. This is your visitor center.
Well, you could call it that, I guess.
Did you ask them where it was?
I did, and the lady who's the director of economic development,
Right,
she told me that this is a visitor center,
right here.
right here.
Good.
So if you have a sign there, that makes, I can have a sign for
That doesn't make
anything.
sense.
The elephant in the room. If I have a sign that says elephant, there's an elephant in the room, literally, right? It wasn't they're working on it or anything like that.
That's weird. Why they put a sign?
Because it looks good on the website, and
Yeah.
it even says come down and visit the visitor center, so. Here is our Benbrook. And it's nice, they didn't have this before, so they have put up just a little something here, so yeah, that qualifies. You got a few pictures.
So to give Manuel's life a background, this gentleman right over here that just walked in, he was detained illegally. He was also sort of, I'd say halfway assaulted by them. Kept for a long time. Had his vehicle searched illegally, and then when he asked for the body cam footage, they won't give it to him.
Yeah, this is him right here.
Through
That's what I was
FOIA
talking about.
requests, I found, sorry to get you right there. Through FOIA requests, I found that both officers on scene fabricated an alibi about a construction site, an active construction site.
This man right here, he picks up trash. That's what he
I
does.
do.
He picks up trash because it's his pet peeve, I guess.
And no, I love it. I love the environment. For the kitties, I got to keep
He
them.
wants to clean the environment. So that's what he was doing.
Yeah.
He was cleaning the environment.
That's what I do.
And some Karen called and said, "Oh, we got a guy over here."
Yeah. That was me, the guy picking up trash.
Oh, wait.
My neighbors have known me as the trash man for years.
So.
And whenever they showed up, what did they do to you?
Well, the Karen, first of all,
Yeah.
the Karen called in and said,
Yeah.
"Oh, this guy's stealing from a construction site."
Yeah.
And so then go ahead and answer.
They immediately said, show us your hands, and I did, so I complied. And the reporting party was about 100 feet away. And I said, come on, man, be a man, you should have talked to me. And they said, get on the ground or we're gonna put you in handcuffs in the back of the car. And so I complied. And I started to tell them, hey, this is trash. I actually was down at the Benbrook Police Station in 2017 to talk to them about the issue of illegal dumping. And we had a great conversation. And in fact, I went there because I was picking up trash and I saw people illegally dumping.
It's your girl.
I went there, the police came out and they immediately made a great difference. They made a difference. They stopped the illegal dumping that day. So we were working together in March 2017. They came out and did their duty. It was awesome. And then fast forward to November of 2020, and I'm still doing what I always do. And they came out, and it's been quite the journey.
So the problem is getting the body cam footage of the incident.
Right. And I now know through FOIA requests that we have fabricated just a complete story about there being previous trespassing, that the owner of the property had called about trespassing. None of that is true, all through FOIA requests. But the truth is, I was on that land. I live 1,000 feet from it, 1,200 to be exact, or real close. And I've been there forever. If anyone would have gotten a trespassing warning in the past, it would have been me.
Yeah.
But like we talked to that guy yesterday with the dune buggy.
Yeah.
That area, and you saw the dirt roads. People
Yeah.
don't drive. That's part of our history in Benbrook. It's always been open land, and it still is today. So the trespassing, and now they're trying to have a new trespassing ordinance. So I certainly understand. You don't want people to be disruptive. That's why I've kind of subdued tones.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm very respectful of their job. I appreciate it. Most of our public servants are awesome.
Yeah.
Vast majority great people. But when we have higher ups who are not doing the right thing, that's when I'm
It's
upset.
bad. It's when it gets bad.
Yeah, and it is. And I originally just asked, hey, I understand officers make mistakes. I said, I need an apology. And the chief later said, I apologize to you from day one. I said, I've never gotten an apology. That's ridiculous. It's absurd. That's what I asked for.
Yeah.
So there's a gentleman right there.
How you doing?
So perhaps you can
Visitor center closes at 5 o'clock, lobby closes at 5, and it is 5 o'clock.
time to go, huh?
Yes,
Well,
sir.
I hope you'll step outside. Maybe you can tell us about this new ordinance
Well,
about.
we need to clear out,
Yeah.
so
You gonna come talk to us outside?
I'm not going to, no.
Yeah.
Oh, you're just gonna run us off?
Understand?
Yep,
Cool. So how come they didn't answer the bell over there?
I don't know.
Oh, that's crazy. All I'm trying to get is information, like your policies, procedures.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Who are you?
Thank you.
I held the door for me.
Oh, that guy.
No, this gentleman.
That
Not chief bad guy. Thank you.
That's
Kitties
crazy.
live under here
Well,
too.
they're not gonna go outside. They're not gonna do the thing
No.
then. They stopped doing that?
Yeah, well, today's the first day. If they're out here, we certainly have a right to be here because
Yeah.
Glick versus Kniffy, or however you say that.
Yeah.
We have a right to film police, and they're on our payroll. We're paying
Yeah.
them.
It's actually, we also have one here called Turner vs. Driver.
Yeah. Oh, I gotta check that one out. What's
That one's actually Fort Worth. It's starting
I
here.
did see that one because I
yeah.
just haven't read it all because it says Fort Worth. Incredible case.
No.
Yeah, and they don't, and it
Yeah.
happened there and they don't even do anything about it.
Yeah. So I sent an email I put it on Nextdoor today, and I put an email out to all the council people saying, hey, this new trespassing law is just, it's retaliatory, it's unneeded, and it says that it's going to authorize any of these department heads to issue trespass warnings.
People walking in.
Without a crime.
Well, it does specify unlawfully here, disruptive, and that's not us.
Oh, so all you have to do is
So-
come and conduct business, and they can't make you leave.
And I've certainly got business here. I've got unfinished business. I've got 3 complaints that they have not acted on. They've refused to act upon them. So,
Give a
Yeah.
what's that, resolution?
Yeah, a
Tell us
resolution.
what happened.
and that's one question I'd ask her. How do you think this is going to end? You know, I got a lot of time, and
Yeah.
Oh, there's no nonsense.
And it's crazy that they made an ordinance to trust people because they don't want to answer
Right,
questions.
exactly.
Because that's the only threat,
Yeah.
supposedly, is a person, him, coming over here asking for the things that are supposed to be given to him, being a citizen of Benbrook, and then the chief of police and everybody else is stopping it.
Yeah, we have a core value statement here in Benbrook, and it says inclusive, open communication with citizens, governing with high character. And if you watch their city council meeting, I made a presentation. And when other presenters make a presentation, the council interacts with them, asks them questions. All of them just zip, mum's the word. They wouldn't say a word to me. I even just asked them general questions like, what is the policy for complaints? Couldn't get an answer. You can't get any answers.
That's
If
crazy.
you're truthful, if you're honest, you're not hiding anything, you give answers. Just simple questions.
Yeah.
Especially when it's your job. You know, as a high school teacher, you know, I taught at Fort Worth ISD. There's no way I could just tell a parent, no, I'm not going to answer anything that happens in the classroom. And one of the joke about that sign is parents always ask, well, how did my student know there was an assignment? And I would often point to the board and say, I always write the assignments right here. Imagine if I told a parent, well, I wrote it on the board and there's nothing there. You know?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's there. You don't see it? It's right there. Or made up something about a I mean, that's, you know, a kid
That's
making up
that's a
something
nice.
that's not there.
I love the way you
can't
put
just-
that.
You can't just make up stuff. Like,
Yeah.
do you see the construction site right here?
Yeah.
You know, let me get in my car. You know, step on this bulldozer.
Just give
So,
it. Now we want to see it. Now it's probably gonna see it.
don't want you. That's the last thing I want. I'm trying to avoid this. Well, you know, if you have to do what you have to do. So I'm going to continue the fight. Fight the good fight. You know?
Yeah. So yeah, this right here, it's in Benbrook. We're in Benbrook, Texas. And the thing that look, and he even said it. He didn't want nothing but an apology and them to acknowledge that they made a mistake.
That's it. Yeah.
And instead, they want to hide everything. But the other thing that I had said earlier, didn't they give your body camera to somebody else?
Another citizen had an issue with being unlawfully detained, and he was given the body camera, and he came the very next, on March 3rd, you can watch it online, he makes a citizen presentation. And during his presentation, he has the body camera. And honestly, he's detained for no reason, but the police are much more respectful to him, and his body camera doesn't look nearly as bad as mine. And he comes to the police. They have an electric vehicle, Encore vehicle,
Yeah.
electric company, and he goes past that on his bicycle. So that it begins the interaction. With me, I was picking up trash in the field where we were yesterday, so I'm minding my own business, doing my own thing, doing community service.
Yes.
And not that he should have, you know, that doesn't justify he went by an Encore vehicle.
Yeah.
He didn't go by a police officer. He didn't go by, and so he was ticketed for that. And in his presentation, he explained, you know, I fought the ticket and it was immediately dropped. Because, you know, an Encore vehicle, yeah, you might think, you know, maybe it's there for a reason, but it's not a police officer saying, do not proceed beyond here.
Yeah.
And he said, well, how do I get to where I'm going? You know, so he had, he was just in transit in a neighborhood. So, you know, so it doesn't make it any more right what happened to him. But in my case, I was doing community service in a place, you know, you saw it, so you know.
Yeah, and did they tell you why they gave it to him but not to you?
Oh, I can't get any answers like that. I
Yeah,
haven't
sounds
got, you
about
saw
right.
the answers I've
Yeah.
I've never gotten a single answer, not a single answer that makes sense.
He got your body cam footage
Yeah.
because he knew about you, and that way he wanted to compare the two, his and yours probably.
I don't know.
But I mean, that's why he decided to choose yours.
And then that's what we're trying to do, file Freedom of Information Act, and they don't
So-
want to come in.
What's that first word?
Freedom.
Exactly.
Freedom of
Transparency,
Information
accountability.
Act. It's an actual thing.
We all
And there's no
understand.
way chief of police can say, no, I'm not going to give it to you. It's not his, and it's not, even though they try to say I'm the one that's in charge of this whole department, true. But that's why there's another department. That's why she or he in that department is getting paid.
Well, it's worse than that.
You're not getting paid
That's what the Freedom of
for
Information Act is.
everybody else.
Transparency.
And
It's
it's-
worse than that because they appealed to the Attorney General's office. And in the appeal, they lied and said, hey, we've got this, we don't have the technological capability of redacting video. As if you, I mean, I'm stupid with phones and computers and I know how to redact video.
But they give it to the other guy and redact it?
Right, I don't know. He hasn't released the whole video.
Has he
So-
reached out to you, the other guy? Yeah.
I need to correspond with him again. He
Okay.
said that he was just in transit going through Fort Worth, and he just wanted to state his piece, and that he was moving on and moving out of town.
You mean he?
So, but I haven't gotten
he
back to him. I need
lived
to.
here then. He was just. He was a worker here? That's
He,
what-
I don't know, but he was visiting. He's not a permanent resident. I've been here. I moved
But he
here in
was-
That's
'78.
crazy.
He was pissed off.
Are you a Benbrook resident?
Most people, they get done being mad like for about a week,
Yeah.
right? But this guy was so mad that he came back specifically for a meeting.
That's correct,
And ordered
yeah.
body cam footage.
Yep, and address the situation at City
And
Council.
I wonder, did anything change since he spoke?
Yeah.
Damn, that's crazy.
So, I mean,
Because most people forget about it after a few days.
how many times would the police say to a suspect, hey, if you're not hiding anything, talk to us. Hey, if you haven't got anything to hide, why can't we search your car?
Yeah.
Come on.
Or that's the main reason of being suspicious. Hey, why don't you want to give me your name?
Yeah.
Come here. Now you're suspicious.
Right, you're suspicious.
And all you're asking, and the thing that gets me is normally when this happens to people, the first thing they say is I'm a lawsuit or this and that.
Yeah.
You just wanted an apology and for them to say, hey, I messed up.
An apology and the tape, that's all he wanted.
Instead, they went CYA mode.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, also, man, Wolf probably hasn't been telling you, but back here in the back where the city manager parks, for the past week, they've been escorting the city manager to his car.
Yeah, I seen it yesterday.
Yeah, you saw it yesterday.
Yeah,
So
that's
it's
crazy.
I'm a
like-
threatening guy,
Yeah, look, look at him, man. No weapons, just his big old legs.
I saw him out here, but he's giving interviews. Okay.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, so now I want to know how much that costs.
And it isn't that you're a threat to them. The questions you're asking and the information you're seeking is a threat to their image
That's right.
that they're trying to
It's a
protect.
worse image now.
It's right, it just gets worse. We
Hey,
all make mistakes.
yeah.
There's no perfect
Trespassers, they're gonna
teacher.
trespass
Not by
out
any
here.
means.
Yeah.
They're going to trespass us out of here now. They're going to talk about it tomorrow in the meeting.
Yeah.
How to trespass us. How to get people trespassed. Like it's right in the First Amendment. You know that.
Because I know for a fact. Okay, look. You have to understand, in order for any public building or anybody in the office to be able to trespass you, they have to prove that you're being disorderly.
Yeah, right.
Not asking questions just because you're not agreeing with what they're saying and tell them, hey, that's not the answer I want. They cannot turn it into a crime. Most of these little towns have a policy that specifically states that they have to prove that you're being disorderly or disruptive. And the police officer behind the desk or the officer that you're asking the questions to can't be the one that puts that charge on you. It has to be somebody else.
But your idea of disorderly is different from my idea of disorderly. These guys are going to say that if we just raise our voice a little bit like this, it's disorderly. That's what
It's
they're gonna
not, because disorderly is an action.
1.15, I've read that one. Obstruction.
Y'all have to remember this. Disorderly is an action because our
say.
speech
Physical.
Speech.
is protected.
Speech is protected.
It has to be an action. It has to be physical. You have to be going up to them. Ruh, ruh, ruh. Not because the questions that you're asking, they're afraid to answer or it embarrasses them. That's not it. They're not going to be able to hide behind that no more.
The only person who's been disorderly is the chief of
Yeah.
police.
Mhm.
Watched the video of him
When he came up to
repeatedly
me.
approaching me in a belligerent manner.
Yeah.
I asked him repeatedly not to do so.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I
and
seen
what's not on the
everything.
video is that I did get in his face and tell him to stop doing it because I'm a man and I'm not going to put up with that.
I mean, you shouldn't.
Government official.
Because there's
And he
just
hasn't
like
done it, and that tells you something about it. He'd do it if he could.
yeah, because just like they set a line for us not to cross.
Yeah, right. There's a
They
line.
can't cross that same line either,
Yeah.
which is in their policies and procedures.
Yeah.
Which that's what I'm here to get.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
we couldn't
Yeah.
get it because they left
Yeah.
early.
That's all right though. We got something for them. There's always tomorrow, the next day. We can continue. All I'm asking is for your policies and procedures.
Yeah.
Benbrook, that's all I'm asking for, to help this man right here get what
the best.
is supposed
I love
to
Benbrook.
give it to him, because he's not saying the city or the town is a bad a bad place or a bad place to be in. He loves this place. He walks around, picks up trash, makes sure it's clean because he doesn't want it to look a certain way. He's entitled to. But while he's doing it, what an officer is not given the right to is assault him, make him get on the ground for nothing. See, that's why there's a procedure when you approach somebody. You have to ask them, hey, my name is such and such. I'm with the Benbrook Police Department. We have a call about you, Can you tell us your side? And there's the person right there. They're supposed to split up. One goes to that person and asks them what's going on. The other one comes with you. And they mix the stories. And if it comes out that, hey, it was a fake call, there's no need for you to be in handcuffs on the floor.
Right.
Doesn't make sense.
The other thing he asked for was a little bit of retraining, and that was it.
And instead of doing something simple.
The story that the reporting party, the RP, told them was physically impossible. Not only because there's no construction site there, because the RP also said, we saw him walking out of the apartment complex. And you saw the fence that goes around the apartment complex. And the item I have is one of those sections of fencing that's fallen and, which is against city code. So I had fencing that I had in a wheelbarrow. It was, a 20-foot section of fencing.
Wow.
That it's still available. Would you like, I've got it. It's complete trash.
It's still there.
So,
They haven't picked it up.
and no one, this gentleman's gonna be a lot stronger than I am. The strongest man in the world would have a tough time picking up that fencing and putting it over an almost 8-foot fence that on the other side is on a slope. So, and this was a beautiful Saturday, November 7th, 2020. Beautiful, you can look up the weather. I was in the middle, like 1:30 in the afternoon. The idea that I would go into an apartment complex that is a gated and fully surrounded with a perimeter fence, take a section of fencing, where would I get that, who knows, put it on my shoulder or some lever, whatever you call it, and bring it over a fence, and then have my vehicle on the other side and put it in a wheelbarrow. It's the absurdity of this whole situation. So
And all we wanted was an apology
thank you.
and the tape and a little bit of retraining.
And he
That was it.
still has, how long ago was this?
November 7th, 2020. And
So
the
we're in
initial
22
report-
and he still hasn't got his body cam footage. Man,
initial
come
report
on.
written by the officer that day said, it's a field filled with trash. The item appeared old and unused. And you read that report and you think, okay, this is real quick. Well, then why did you hold this guy? Because there's no item that could be stolen, no place from which it could really be stolen either, and no person saying he stole from me.
Yeah.
So the absurdity of it is off the chart.
And they didn't charge you with a crime.
No, and they kept telling me, well, you're gonna get a trespass warning. And I'm like, no, I'm not gonna get a trespass warning because I know where I am.
Yeah.
I've been here a million times.
Yeah.
She married a nutcase who spends all his days
Very
there.
nice nutcase.
Hey, thank you.
He's very
No,
sweet.
she didn't want that.
It's the best nutcase.
Yeah. I spent so much time there. I know that place like the back of my hand. I loved it. It was so beautiful. You saw the guy with the dune buggy?
Yeah.
We used to have, the area behind McDonald's and Taco Bueno and Goodwill?
Did you used to go play in there?
Beautiful back there.
You were playing kid?
If you grew up here.
No?
We've been in there so many times.
Yeah, she's been there 100 times.
I've been there.
I remember
100 times.
Yeah.
buying beer here when
Yeah.
I was a teenager across the street with right there, and that was the trees and shit. We drank beer there.
That's right.
But you weren't like 14 years old riding your bike in there?
Yeah.
So many people did. There were
That's all.
tire tracks,
There were
permanent tire tracks.
my car was there all the time.
In 2017, we made a big complaint because people would just come dump
Yeah.
back there. So it's
Still like that
ridiculous.
back there.
Yeah, there's still a lot of junk and whatnot, and it was
And
There's
there's
people living back there.
you know the part that gets me is the part that they're supposed to all stand for, due process.
Due
Yeah.
process.
And it just completely went basically where all that trash is at that you're talking about.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he got to view the tape. He got to see the video in the police chief's office, and they still won't give him a copy of it.
That's crazy.
There were parts missing though, but we watched it together.
Yeah.
It's bad.
But it wouldn't be that hard to edit, and I
Yeah.
don't understand why they couldn't even ask Fort Worth PDs if they don't have the edit. If their
Yep.
excuse is they don't have the editing
What did they need to edit
technology.
out? What was it that was there that needed to be redacted?
It was like the person, the people's names.
Oh, yeah,
on the
whenever they're-
complaints
yeah.
Walked over to the people.
so it started
Yeah.
5 minutes after.
Right, exactly.
exactly.
Very briefly. So they say there's radio chatter that has, some personal identifying information, and they do talk with the Karen, the reporting
That's
party.
crazy.
They rejected
So
all the guys.
so they're saying that okay, look, YouTube has all this thing where you can blur people's face. You can go beep beep. You know, your names it. So
tape to
Benbrook
somebody
Police
else.
Department is behind YouTube.
Yeah,
So-
they got a SWAT attack vehicle back there.
Sure,
Dude,
but
right.
they don't have technology to exactly.
Yeah.
So
And when you got a phone call from
Yeah.
a different incident,
Yeah.
and they totally released that to you without protecting anything, so the person's name is
Yes.
on there.
So-
So they just, you
so-
know.
Hold on, you got a call from somebody
this is
else?
A funny story. Yeah, thanks for.
This is a
So
totally
I was
different
walking along
story.
the freeway,
Yeah.
jogging along the freeway the other day, about a month
He
ago,
jogs
and
everywhere.
someone called and said this guy's suspicious looking, and so they pulled up next to me and they said, "Hey, we got a call about you," and I said, "Have a nice day."
You kept
Yeah.
running?
Yeah, I kept jogging on. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I thought, you know, I'm going to get the, and I made a FOIA request for the call. And they did not redact it. It says, the lady says, "My name is Betty Smith, and there's
That's
a
not her
guy."
name,
Yeah, that's not the name, Betty Smith.
Yeah.
Betty Joe, and there's a guy running on the freeway, and I think he's trouble. And she actually said, I think he looks like the guy there was a crazy guy breaking into like a bunch of houses.
Yeah.
In the middle of the day, he like kicked in the door, and then he went to the next house, and people were calling saying, "There's a crazy guy breaking windows."
So they will
Yeah.
release things that should be redacted,
Yeah.
but are not. But they won't release this body cam.
You
that
were on
seems
his
to be-
shoulder, right? That long ass shoulder that they
Yeah,
have.
it's crazy.
Yes.
So they gave him a 911 call with the lady's information, and they won't give him his body camera because they're saying he has other people's information.
Oh, it gets better. Here's the last part of that. When we went to the Chief Babcock's office to watch the body camera video, he forgot to turn down the volume, so we heard the full. I mean, if we had cared, we could have written down. We heard the guy's name, we heard his phone number, we heard his address, and we don't care. I'm not interested in the reporting party.
Yeah,
Exactly.
it's the way the police officers treated you then and the way they're handling it now,
Why couldn't they just
where it
give
passed on.
2 years?
Right,
Just
why
give
did
him-
2 years ago, he's been trying to get body camera for 2 years. That's crazy.
How often do police run from you guys when y'all that guy
Yeah,
was over there the other
yeah.
day?
That happens a lot over here. I've been here a couple times.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And
they'll
there's,
run from you?
yeah,
Yeah.
like only one stopped and talked to us,
Yeah.
but that's about it.
Yeah.
Your idea of tomatoes, not my idea of tomato.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so look, this is Benbrook, Texas. You know what I'm saying? Nah, they don't even respect that. Look, this is the address to it.
He was over there.
He had nothing to say.
Wanna try this and see if they notice a
he
difference?
said at 5 o'clock, he said, "All right."
Benbrook City Hall, 911 Winscott
No
Road.
visitor center.
Yeah, I showed him the
Try this and see if there's a
sign.
difference, Manuel.
Do you,
No.
are you gonna
Sure,
stick
but there'll be a
around?
big difference on that wind.
Okay, I'm.
No, it's okay.
I'll ride with you.
Okay, sure, all right.
I'll
I'm sorry.
Yeah. So,
Tired. You were over here, and he said, well,
and it's right here on Mercedes and Winscott at the corner.
He's really fast.
So,
He's stupidly fast.
I don't know. Hey, do y'all know the number to here? Do y'all know the phone number to here?
I don't.
The numbers of the address.
Does it have a number on here? They said it's 817-249-1610. They're closed right now, but what does it say right here?
it's 249-1610, Manuel.
It's 817-249-1610.
Police station where they're not giving him the tape, so.
The police station is what's not giving them to him.
Do I look like a Unabomber? Do I look like a Unabomber?
No.
Do I look like a Unabomber?
No. Stop saying that.
So tell them about the meeting tomorrow. About the trespassing.
Okay, so tomorrow they said they're having a city council meeting about trespassing people. Thursday, my bad. About trespassing people at 7:30.
The last council meeting was under 10 minutes.
About
7:15, and then the general one usually starts at 7:30.
They do nothing. All the council does. They don't have any power. All they do is just rubber stamp everything.
Yeah, so-
City man. He is the king of Benbrook.
they're gonna try to put it, make it a trespass, like he said earlier, it's going to be up to the chief to trespass people from here, the officials that are in here. That's what they're going to have a meeting about, right? And it isn't because people are coming over here threatening them, harassing them, or nothing like that. It's just because 2 years ago they had the opportunity to avoid all this, to avoid people coming over here, exposing them, telling his story. They had 2 years of opportunity to be truthful, to be transparent, right? But they chose not to because they want to protect the image that's getting ruined for 2 years. And they expect him to stop and go away, but he's not. He wants the body camera. And he said he has to do what he has to do, you know? Follow the proper things to hold these people accountable, because why would you give his body camera to somebody else but not him? It doesn't make any sense. So, and then you want to be able to trespass people because you don't like their questions. But I'm willing to bet money if the news people came to record them about some trophies or some certifications that we're going to hand out, they would be more than willing to come out, give them a full story. They wouldn't trespass them. So it isn't about protection and safety. No, they're blocking transparency and accountability. So that's what's happening here. So it's crazy how they would do that. 2 years. 2 years. For 2 years. Something he's entitled to have, but they won't give him. So I'm gonna keep coming back, help him to get his body cam footage. So yeah, here we are. I want to thank everybody for so this is the place where it's at. Until tomorrow, people. Thank everybody for being here. UK, Florida, New York, Texas, Illinois, so Georgia.
He was given his cargo. Yeah. So I'm
We
pretty
were back
sure.
there today, man. Well, we're gonna have to come get them tomorrow.